I'm getting married! Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Chloe Caldwell and I am newly engaged and I'm so excited. I decided to make a new series, Bridal Diaries, where I document every single step of my bridal era. And I'm doing this not only because I think it's fun, especially for fellow brides, to sort of see the entire process, whether it's the challenges, the planning, the scheduling, the priorities, whatever it might be, the honeymoon planning. I also just really want to document it for me to look back on because this is such a special time in my life that's only gonna happen one time. And I'm really excited to share it all with you guys. And to be honest, I am a very type B person. I am not a planner. I'm like a chaotic creative. I don't really even know where to begin with planning. So I thought this might be like a fun, silly series, especially for other type B brides who might need some help in their process. So, of course, I had to put on a little white outfit, but I figured to start off the Bridal Diaries, we will start with talking about the engagement and the ring, of course. But before we get into the story of the engagement, make sure to subscribe down below. I'm gonna be doing this series, like I said, throughout the entire process. And if you like this series, please let me know. Like this video, comment down below. Let me know any wedding planning, proposal, bridal questions you might have, and I will answer them in my next video. Again, I'm no expert. This is my first and only time getting married, so I'm figuring it out along the way. Also, brides or people who have gotten married recently, if you have any tips, please let me know in the comments because your girl, like I said, is gonna need some help. So let's get into it. It's been exactly 1 month since we got engaged. Today is our 1 month fiance anniversary. He is out of town, but we are actually planning an engagement party, which is our 2-month anniversary as fiancés. So I will do another video on that. Without further ado, let's talk about the engagement. So for a little bit of a backstory, my fiance, who's named Henry, and I met almost 4 years ago. So our 4-year anniversary of dating officially will be mid-November, but we met in October at an Oregon versus UCLA tailgate. So we both went to the University of Oregon, tons of mutual friends. So it's really, really weird that we never met. We also were in the same major. We probably had classes together, and even our high school football teams played at a game in high school. So we definitely were circling each other's orbit for a long time, but timing really is everything. And we met each other at the perfect time at the Oregon versus UCLA tailgate where we had a bunch of mutual friends. And then later that night, we ended up at the same after party and the rest was history. Of course, we have talked a lot about engagement. We knew really early on that we wanted to be with each other forever. It's so cringy, but it's true. We didn't go ring shopping until earlier this year. So about 3.5 years into our relationship, we went ring shopping, and I'll show you the ring close up later, but it was really fun. And at that point it was like, okay, like this is really happening. He's gonna propose before the end of the year. Fast forward, me and my 2 best friends have talked about doing a couples trip for a while with all of our boyfriends to Italy. My family's actually from a town an hour outside of Venice called Bassano del Grappa. My grandma was born and raised there. She grew up above a family restaurant that my like great-great-great-grandpa opened. And that's actually where my grandfather saw my grandma for the first time. And this backstory is important to the engagement. So like giving you a little bit of family history here, but my grandpa actually bought a house there after my Nonna passed away when we were kids, just so that we all had a place to continue to go back and visit. I hadn't ever really been since we were kids, but I've now gone 3 years in a row and it's become such a special place in my heart and a place that I was really, really excited to share with my 2 best friends, the love of my life, and their partners. So we planned this couples trip to Italy. It started just as an idea about a year ago, but I was really determined to make this happen because again, it's such a special place and I want to share it with the people I love. And we have a free place to stay there at my family's home. So why not, right? So we planned this trip, and of course, I was a little suspicious, thought that this would happen there, but throughout the planning process, everyone kind of threw me off, just kind of saying like, he hasn't said anything to us, like, do you think it's still happening? I don't know. And by the time we were leaving for that trip, I was like, this isn't happening. And then Henry actually has been having a lot of stuff going on with his job. And so we had conversations and he was kind of like, I don't know, it's just been like so crazy. I feel like maybe end of year, early next year. And I was like, what the heck? put a ring on this finger already. But I understood, obviously, and so I was like, all right, I guess this really isn't gonna happen in Italy, so whatever. Take away any expectation from this trip and just go and enjoy it, because it's gonna be like such an amazing trip. Me and Henry have never been to Europe together, and he actually had never been to Europe at all. Whenever he can come with me on a trip like this, it's really special, and I was so excited to bring him along and show him this place that means so much to me. Henry and I spent 2 nights in Venice first, because if you're gonna fly into Venice, you obviously have to spend a couple of nights there, especially since he hasn't been. And that was just really nice, spending a couple days, just the 2 of us before everyone came, to just, you know, get over the jet lag, just enjoy that alone time together, have some romantic dinners and wander the city. It was really, really fun. At this point, I still was like, it's not happening. So I wasn't even thinking about it. But then once we got to Bassano del Grappa, that's where my mind started going like, wait a second, is this gonna happen? A few little signs I started to notice, like some whispers in the corner. And then by our second day in Bassano, the other couples are here, everyone's arrived. And again, little hints where I'm like, huh, like I just caught one of my best friends like smiling at us, and I'm like, why is she looking at me like that? The day of the engagement, I was planning to give everybody sort of like my own little tour of the city, because I know pretty well now. I wanted to show them all the historic spots, all the best views, like all those things. And there is this big, beautiful bridge in Bassano del Grappa, and it's sort of the main landmark of the city. It's a gorgeous wooden bridge called the Ponte Vecchio. It's actually been destroyed on and off throughout World War I and World War II. And so it's this big, like, historic landmark in the city. It also is the best view. So it spans over the River Brenta, and this river goes through the middle of Bassano del Grappa. So it's like a beautiful mountain town at the base of the Dolomites with this gorgeous alpine river going right through the city, and this bridge overlooks that river. And the backdrop is just like mountains, beautiful, colorful homes along the river, like lush greenery. Awe-inspiring view. It's my favorite view in the whole world. And so they were all super excited about that view. And my friends insisted on starting the tour of the city on the bridge around noon. So at this point, I'm like, everyone wants to go to the bridge at noon and start our day there. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. At this point, this is when I'm like, oh my gosh, I think it's really happening. Everyone was very like chill and nonchalant about it. I just am like super observant and intuitive, and maybe I was kind of looking out for the signs. And so at this point I was like, oh my God, I think it's gonna happen. On the morning of is when I was like, oh my gosh. Henry got up and he went to the store to come back and make everybody breakfast, which he was planning on doing anyway, but then there was like mimosas, which we also probably would have done anyway. And I don't know, something in the air. I obviously didn't say anything, but at this point, I was like, I think it's really happening. So I put on a cute outfit and I put on my makeup, got ready, because I was like, if it's happening today, like I want to look cute, obviously. So I was getting ready, just trying not to like freak out, you know, because I was like, I think it's happening. And now I'm rambling a lot, but like, this is where we get really into the exciting part. Like, it's about to happen. We get to town, we do our parking. We're walking up a hill from the parking lot into town, and I'm like, I think we're walking to our engagement. And then we run into my Italian relatives, and we run into them on the bridge, which again, is not out of the ordinary. And I even told my friends, we're probably gonna randomly run into my Italian relatives all around town. It's a small city. They live all in the heart of downtown. All the Italian relatives still live and work above the restaurant and in the restaurant. But I was like, they look kind of nice. Like, they look dressed nice. What are they doing on the bridge right now, like hanging out? Like, it wasn't that weird, but I also clocked it, you know what I mean? And at this point, I'm like, oh my God, they're here. Like, oh my gosh, it's about to happen. Like, we're on the bridge. It's coming. Apparently, Henry had texted the guys to like get people to move out of the way, because there's people like, you know, just hanging out, taking pictures in the spot that he wanted to do it. So he's like probably also freaking out, like, get people out of that spot for us to go over there. Whew. And so then I'm like, okay, we're walking over to the middle of the bridge with the relatives. They're like, oh, let's go look at the view, whatever. Everyone's still being normal, but I'm freaking the out, if I'm being honest. And then we all go to take a group picture, and then they're like, oh, you guys take a picture now, you and Henry take one. And I'm like, oh my God, this is where it's gonna happen. And I'm kind of out of body at this point, because I'm like, I think it's about to happen. Imagine if it didn't happen right then. I would have been like, But I hand my purse to my friend, because I'm like, hold my purse, please. Like, I thought maybe we would like take a picture. I would have a moment to collect myself, and like he would turn and get on his knee. But like, I turned around and he was on his knee, and it quite literally took my breath away. Even though I knew it was coming at that point, I lost my breath, literally felt like I had the wind knocked out of me, and I like couldn't breathe. And he was just trying to like calm me down, being like, it's happening. It's really happening. Whew. even now thinking about it, I'm like, whoo, wow, that was crazy. Like, it's just this moment that you dream about. Once you find your person, you dream about them doing it, how it's gonna happen, where it's gonna happen, what you're gonna be wearing, and who's gonna be there. Why am I gonna start crying? To like see him on his knee and like that moment actually happen. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. I'm sorry, you guys. Was just like surreal and I couldn't believe it. So I was like, oh my God. They're like videoing us with their phones, and then this photographer comes out of nowhere, and I realized that I saw her on the bridge taking pictures, and like I didn't even like think of it. She was very discreet and she did an amazing job. Her name's Federica. I'll link her below if you happen to be proposing to somebody in Northern Italy. She's great. And the pictures turned out amazing. But anyway, so he's down on his knee and I'm literally just immediately sobbing, not breathing. Like, what? And he's like, can you calm down? I have something to say. And he said a few words that were just like the sweetest ever. And then he took out the ring and he put it on my finger. And I was like, and then I was just like still sobbing, and then we were taking pictures. The photographer was there, and my Italian relatives, I hadn't noticed when we saw them, but they brought like a bottle of champagne and glasses for everyone. So then we poured champagne on the bridge and we drank and celebrated. And then because we had the photographer, we spent the next hour just like running around town, taking photos, doing like a full engagement photo shoot, which my makeup was crazy at this point. So I'm like, we might do another engagement shoot, but we'll see. Because the pictures turned out amazing, but I like look puffy and like I was crying. But it's okay, because obviously that raw emotion is so special. But anyway, we walked around town. We took photos like in the exact spot where my grandfather saw my Nonna for the first time at the family restaurant. I went up in the balcony above the restaurant, and it was just like, honestly, such a blur, and like so romantic and so fun. And like, again, to have my best friends there was amazing, and my relatives, so it was really fun. After that, we went to lunch, had drinks, had food, and just hung out, and then kind of just like hung out in town the rest of the day, drinking, celebrating. Went back to the house for a siesta where we like FaceTimed all of our friends and family. Everyone was so excited. The only thing about getting engaged on the other side of the world is that it was like 4 a.m. here. So I'm like, wake up everybody, I need to tell you the good news. But everyone was so excited to wake up to the news of us getting engaged, of course, which was like so fun. And then that night we went to a local winery, had more bottles of wine to celebrate, a really amazing meal, and just enjoyed the day and like soaked it all up. And this was the first day of the trip that everyone was fully there and arrived. So the rest of the trip was just like so fun. We could fully enjoy. I was glad that he did it early on, because again, at a certain point I was like, oh my gosh, I think it's gonna happen actually. And then the rest of the trip we could just enjoy. We had like such an amazing time. We went to a lake for a boat day. We went to different wineries for Prosecco tasting. We just had the best time. And I'm so happy with the way it all turned out. Literally my dream proposal. Like, you just want to live that moment again and again and again and relive that day. Now we're here, and I'm so excited to start planning. It's already fall 2025, so I imagine we're not going to get married until like spring or summer 2027. And now I'm like, I just want to get married right now, but I also want to obviously plan such a special day. It's going to be a long process, and I'm excited to bring you guys along. We're also gonna plan an engagement party, and I'm in the thick of planning that right now. We're doing it kind of last minute. It's gonna be really cute, and I don't want to give too much away about it because I want to vlog that too. Let's get into the ring, shall we? Take a look. So like I said, we went ring shopping. Oh, I'm so obsessed. I got a pear-shaped diamond. They are kind of trending now, where like I originally thought they would be kind of unique because not a lot of people have this shape, but I have seen some influencers go with the pear shape lately. I mean, I love that other people are loving the shape. So this is a 2.51 carat diamond, and it is lab grown, which I requested because in this economy, you guys might as well go with a better option where I still get my dream ring. This is from Grady Taylor Custom Jewelers in the Diamond District in LA. And it's really cool because his mom's engagement ring and his grandma's engagement ring are also from this jeweler. And it has the same last name as Henry. So I'm like, how perfect and how special that he custom made this ring with the people who made his grandma and his mom's engagement ring. So like I said, 2.51 carat lab grown diamond with a thin gold band. I forget exactly the millimeter, but it's like the thinnest you can go because I really like the dainty look with like a big solitaire diamond. I also has these hidden halo diamonds, which I love. And we did go shopping together, like I said. So this is like quite literally exactly what I asked for, except he even went a little bigger on the carat size. So super happy with it. But again, if you're like particular, go ring shopping with your mans and tell them what you want, because this is exactly what I wanted and it's my dream ring and I'm so happy. I obviously didn't see it after he got it custom made and went and picked it up. Oh, look, it's him right now. Should I answer? Hello? Good, I'm filming a YouTube video right now about our engagement. But anyway, that is the ring and I absolutely love it. I think that's basically it for the engagement. I can't wait to document this entire process. It's kind of surreal to be like engaged and to be getting married. I have gone to so many weddings, been to so many bachelorette parties, had so much amazing times celebrating some of my closest friends getting married, and it's hard to believe that it's my turn now. And I actually have a couple other friends that are currently engaged too, so it's so fun to go through this whole process together. But on the next Bridal Diaries, it will be all about planning and executing and celebrating our engagement party. So stay tuned for that. Again, make sure to subscribe and like this video. Check out more videos on my channel. I love you guys so much. Oh, and follow along on Instagram and TikTok at by Chloe Caldwell. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. I truly love documenting and sharing my weird little life online. And I can't wait to bring you guys along for the entire wedding planning process. Mwah!
Thank you.